everyone, my name is Grizel. I'm the founder of Yes Virtual Assistants, a top-rated agency or VA agency on Upwork, and we've been operating since 2018, and recently we have conducted mass hiring. And this video is for all of the applicants who may have received the letter of rejection from our most recent mass hiring. And also, this video is for the VA aspirants or those who want to become a virtual assistant but are struggling to get a client, and for some reason they keep on getting rejections in their job applications. So if you want to know why you don't have a client until now, and you want to know why you keep on getting rejections even if you have sent hundreds of job applications, cover letters, you have filled the necessary requirements for job applications all over the world on the internet, this video is for you. So I'm going to list the top 3 reasons why you don't have a client until now and why your job application is rejected. So it will be based on the most recent job or mass hiring that our agency has conducted. So just a quick background information. At the moment, there are a total of, let me see my list, 1,000, there's a total of 1,278 job application responses that we have received. So I'm not sure yet how much or how many of those are rejected or not. But one thing is for sure, the aim of this video is to educate the VA aspirants or those who wanted to be a virtual assistant, but they don't know what seems to be the problem with their job application, why they are struggling to get a client until now, why they keep on getting rejections in their job applications. So if you still don't have a client until now, this video is for you. You're not going to find this information everywhere but in this video. So what you're going to see on my screen is the Google form. What we basically did is that I'm a member of various VA groups, and I created a job post there. I included all of the description and the link where they will be applying. So this is how the Google form looks like. Has the basic instructions, and then it will ask for your email address, full name, mobile phone number, and this is the most important part, the vocabulary. This is the part where many applicants failed. We have explicitly emphasized on our instruction that the client's basis for hiring is the quality of your vocal recording. So please make sure that your audio is great, there are no unnecessary noises, and your English has neutral to American accent. The thing is, so many applicants have failed on this part, and you'll find out the reason later, okay? And this is the part where the applicants will upload their resume. This is like just some sort of a checkbox where they'll mark or they'll put a check mark next to the statement that applies to them. Then this is the questionnaire or the part where we require them to go to speedtest.net. We just want to know what is the quality of their internet speed. And next, we ask the VAs to write down the make and model of their laptop or their computer. This is for us to find out if their equipment is suitable for the job. And lastly, this is a video that we created, an introduction about the agency, okay? And some, further comments about the job application process. So if you have noticed, our hiring process is very simple. You see, when I started as a VA, I wasn't able to get a direct client right away because I am not equipped. I don't have the extensive experience. I'm not yet an expert in that field. So what I did is that I joined agencies to the top. During that time, those are the top 2, I believe, top 2 VA agencies in the country. So my niche back there is in real estate. And in that agency, I learned everything. Now let's take a look at the responses of the job applicants. We have a lot, 1,278, And for privacy reasons, for obvious reasons, I will not disclose their names. Okay. And we will make them unidentifiable as much as possible. But of course, these are private and sensitive information, so it's not supposed to be shown to the public. Anyway, let me show you the first reason why many applicants are rejected. One, they're not following instructions. Number one reason, not following instructions carefully. So I've shown earlier that it's pretty easy to fill up the job application questionnaires. I even gave a sample. So the major requirement for our job application is vocal recording. I gave a sample here in which I posted the link to the Vocaroo website. All they need to do is create their own Vocaroo recording where they introduce themselves, their background, their education, their experiences, and look at the responses that I got. Most of them are not, not most, many of them did not follow the direction. Look at this one. She said to be followed and will send it in the admin email below. This is a big turnoff for recruiters because how come you don't have the time to create the recording right at the moment? How come it has to be followed? You should allot enough time to complete the requirements because you'll never know if the opportunity will be available by the time that you're ready to create the recording. And also, this is a red flag for us, for the recruiter or for the client, because if during the job application you were not able to complete the requirements, how much more if you're already on the actual job? What if there's a rush or a tasking that needs to be done right away? Is this how you will respond? You will tell the client that it's to be followed? That's actually a red flag for employers and for clients. Next, another reason, thick accent. We'll talk about that later. This one, we are very straightforward. We required Vocaroo recording, but this person gave, sorry, I need to hide her name, a Google Drive file. And this one is quite, I don't know how to describe it. Instead of the voice recording link, she just typed okay. So it's either she didn't understand the job application instruction, or she doesn't want to create a recording, or she's not even serious with her job application. She just wasted her time. You can see right then and there who did not follow the instructions. Okay, and this person gave a voice recording using a different platform. She used Mote. Normally it would have been acceptable with other people, but if it's the job instruction, you must follow it as it is. We understand that there's alternative, but what harm would it cause you if you will just follow the job application instructions as is? We didn't even make it as complicated as, we made it as simple as possible. You see, these are just the questions. They're like 5 or 6 questions that you need to fill up. How difficult could it be? Compared to other recruiters or agencies, some of them actually ask you to take a picture of your workstation, of your headset, of even your house. Back when I was with the agency before that I mentioned, they even asked me to provide a copy of my NBI clearance, my barangay clearance, my water bill, my electricity bill, everything that I can have for identification. And there's another agency actually that asked me to provide some sort of, I forgot the name of the actual document, but it's supposed to be notarized. So I have to spend money for that job application. And in the end, I was rejected. So I guess that's normal in job hunting. But I don't really understand why some agencies are requiring so many heavy and complicated requirements prior to the actual job. I would understand if it's after being hired, or if the VA is already hired by the agency. But before, prior to the actual hiring, it's kind of, I don't know how. So let's take a look at the other examples. Okay, here's another one. He or she is not following instruction. Instead of sending a Vocaroo file, they sent a Google Drive file. I mean, what could be the reason why instead of submitting a Vocaroo recording, they submitted a Google Drive file? Oh, this seems to be pre-recorded. I should hide that person's identity. In this one, we specifically requested for a voice recording, not a video recording. Why did she make it complicated, right? Here's another one. Can you imagine how many applicants did not follow the instruction right away? And this one is funny. Instead of sending a Vocaroo self-recording, she responded yes. I mean, how weird is that? You see, here's another one. Yes, sometimes we actually listen to those voice recordings just to give a benefit of the doubt. Maybe they can't access Vocaroo.com at the moment. So what we do is we listen to the voice recording. If it's really, really good, exceptionally good, we give them consideration. But if it's not that good, mediocre, I mean, yeah, unfortunately, we have to let that person go. All right. Next, so now you see the reason, number one reason why you don't have a client yet, or why we are rejecting applicants, is because they're not following the instructions on the job application. Reason number two, lack of good communication skills. So here's the thing. I know that not all of us can speak English fluently. And I know that not all of the online jobs out there require you to speak on the phone or to communicate with clients all the time in English. But here's the reality. If you want to work from home, if you want to be hired by Australians, Canadians, Americans, or people from all over the world, if you want to be a successful freelancer, a successful VA, you need to have at least a basic English communication skills. Basic written communication skills, or much better if you have a combination of both written and spoken communication skills, or oral or verbal communication skills, or non-verbal or just written English communication skills. I hope it made sense. So I'll say it in the vernacular. Kung gusto mo maging successful na virtual assistant or freelancer, dapat kahit man lang basic English meron ka. Kahit basic English ng pagsusulat or pagsasalita, dapat meron ka. Even if you want to look for jobs that are not for phone calls, that are most of the time non-voice, still you need to have at least the basic skills in English communication. Why? Well, mainly because our clients, as a freelancer or virtual assistant, our clients are speaking in English. They're not going to adjust to our language. They're not going to study or to learn about the Filipino language. That's why you have to adapt. Now, you cannot work with someone if there's a communication barrier. Therefore, even if you are a web developer, copywriter, Amazon virtual assistant, annotator, or a blog writer, or whatever it is, or social media manager, even if you're not talking on the phone, still it is a basic necessity for you to have the basic English language. Remember that, okay? It's not an excuse. Even if you're not on the phone, you're not going to be on the phone, and even if you're not going to take phone calls inbound or outbound, it's not an excuse for you not to be able to speak in English fluent, basic, with the basic level, okay? You don't have to be that extremely fluent. You don't have to be extremely fluent, just at least basic. But if you want to be a real estate virtual assistant, if you want to be a successful telemarketer or cold caller, if you want to be a successful customer support executive assistant, and some other freelancer gigs out there, freelancer positions out there, you need to have great, when I say great, good or great communication, English communication skills, okay? Believe me, if you have good English communication skills, if you have the ability to speak well and write well in English, you have an advantage. And much better if you have a good accent. All right, let's listen to some of the job applications here. Okay, here, mind you, these people are applying for VA or real estate VA. So more than 50% of the time they'll be on the phone. Let's listen to their, oh my goodness. Listen to another one. Oh my goodness, look at this one. She just put N in here. I mean, how do you be accepted if there isn't even a vocal recording that will be used for judgment in hiring you? And this one is quite worse. I mean, instead of vocal recording, he pasted a different thing. What is this? Okay, let's listen to this one.
Hi, I also analyze data and execute business sales plan, administrative, customer service.
Oh my goodness, did you hear that? While she is talking, there's noise in the background. I mean, she could have done better, but why would you record an audio recording of yourself when there's so much noise in your background? Listen to it.
Market research. I also analyze data and execute business sales plan, administrative, customer.
This is bad. I mean, I hope she could have done better. Okay. Let's listen to the other call recordings. I'm not really call. I mean, vocal self recording. See, there are several more people who are not following their instructions. You're supposed to attach the Vocaroo link, but instead the applicant typed yes. Oh my goodness. Here's another one. You see, the team leader who shortlisted this job application actually took a note. She said that it's very obvious to listen if she would be in a natural call that she's a non-native English speaker. Okay, neutral English can be acceptable, but for the benefit of the doubt, let's listen to the recording.
The customer service is a very challenging role. It's not like most companies like yours were looking for someone like me. Why? For me, working as a customer service is a very challenging role. It's not.
Okay, I guess it's because of her thick accent. Instead of saying customer, she said customer. Some clients, pronunciation is not really heavy or not a big deal for them. But if you are a cold caller, a real estate VA, or an appointment setter, it's quite a big deal, especially some states. They tend to become racist, or they tend to become defensive or distracted if they find out easily that you're calling from outside their country, that you're calling not from USA or Canada or Australia, but rather from an offshore location. Okay, let's listen to another one.
Filing disputes and replacing orders. This is for an online shop in West America. I was then transferred to another company.
Okay, this applicant, her speaking skills, I would rate her accent is fine, and her speaking skills, I guess that's fine. But the problem is that the quality of her audio is compromised. If you've listened carefully,
where I handled customers of a newspaper firm. Main task.
She sounded so robotic. And you know the reason why? It's because I'm sure she's using a third party noise cancellation software. Probably it's Crisp. Sorry if I had to name drop, but she's using that software. And because of that, probably the setup was not right, or for some reason sounded so robotic. It's like every time she speaks, there's like an echo or something. It doesn't sound normal. So this is not an ideal recording. Sorry. I think I would consider her as a future hire. But I would tag her, I would take note that she has full recording. Okay, this one. Let's listen to this one.
Clients with several tasks, such as administrative tasks, social media marketing support, social media management. Very confident that I could on this job considering my knowledge and expertise and skills related on the job's description. To DocuSign Executive Virtual Assistant. I used to help my clients with several tasks, such as administrative tasks,
I already know where he's from.
social media marketing support, social media management, and MLS. I also help with a new business, includes
Okay, not perfect, but for future her, I can consider him.
Passionate about work. I deliver great results. This makes me more efficient when working as a healthcare work for you. Responsibility was the supervision of the administrative and clinical aspects of nursing care. I am very passionate about work. I deliver great results, which makes me a good team player. I'm very dependent. I can work with minimal supervision.
Okay, this one, I think she can be improved. But the problem with her recording is that her headset is way too close in her mouth. So I'm pretty sure when she was wearing her headset, it's very close to her mouth. That is why whenever she speaks, there's an air, of course, that goes out of her mouth, and then the air produces sounds like something like that whenever she speaks, which is very distracting, which is not really good to listen to. And this one, he or she responded, instead of facing the vocal recording, she responded, okay. Oh my. Okay, this one gave another Google Drive recording. So for the benefit of giving fair chance to all, let's listen to this one.
I'm also knowledgeable about the task of an affiliate marketer because I'm under the company of Bold Asia because I'm living in the Philippines, so I choose to promote Shopee and Lazada page. I create, set up, edit.
Okay. For the first 2 seconds of her recording, I already know that I would have to reject her. Why? I'm sorry, girl, if you're watching this video, I'm sorry. First off, there's background noise. I don't know if it's her laptop static noise or the humming of the electric fan or her environment or her background, but for sure she is in a noisy environment or in a noisy room while she's doing the recording, and that is not ideal. I mean, it's for some reason it's not really acceptable, especially because if you're a VA, your main bread and butter is your communication skills, is the way you talk. That's why at least make sure that your working environment is going to be quiet. Clients do not prefer hearing background noises like crying babies, barking dogs, cats fighting, and speaking of noise, and the biggest culprit when it comes to the noise is the roosters in our country. I know it's one of the biggest frustrations of the VA. Rooster sounds, especially in the morning, they're a huge distraction. I mean, how can you represent a huge company, a good company, if there are roosters in your background? So awkward, right? But what can we do? We live in a country with roosters as pets. Okay. Oh my goodness. How can you be accepted if you just put NA in your vocal recording? Okay, let's listen to this one. Okay, the note of my team leader is no experience in the industry, have a hard time organizing thoughts clearly. Okay.
Hi everyone, assistant, but I promise to study and go above and beyond to keep learning. I have experience in customer service for my time working for a BPO company, notably on Alorica and Taskas, voice and non-voice. My skill is customer support. I hope that you will consider me for the job because I'm
Okay. Two things. His accent is really thick. And I heard a rooster in the background, so I'm sorry, those are -2 points already, so he has to be rejected, unfortunately. Next batch. Oh my goodness. She just put N in her recording. How weird is that? Okay. Let's listen to this one. Remember, we're not disclosing the identity of these
and
people.
customer support, technical analysis, and good customer relation. It also helped me to develop good attitude towards my profession as I became more detailed oriented and team player. I am also excited to learn more new skills as I go on. With this being said,
I'm sorry, sir. If you're watching this video, we appreciate the effort you've put into this job application, but oh my, how do I put this nicely? You need to improve on your English skills if you are to apply for a real estate VA position or a customer service position or an outbound or telemarketing position that requires American accent. Maybe he has other strengths, but for now, I really don't think that speaking in English is it. Thick accent, obviously. Some clients, they don't really mind if you have thick accent as long as you can organize your thoughts. But if you are looking to be a virtual assistant for real estate, a cold caller, a telemarketer, accent is a big thing.
Hello, my
Oh my. First 2 seconds is already. What is that noise?
is learning. These are the services I can offer: website management, basic social media management, project management, data entry and research, email management, email marketing.
I admire her skills. She's able to manage, she can manage website. That's wonderful. That's awesome. But her audio recording is really bad. There's a background noise that I can't explain. Is that the electric fan or something else? Oh my, I just feel sad that we have to reject them because of their lack of communication.
If I were to get
What was that? Is that a bird?
started,
Sorry, let me just turn this off for a while. Okay.
here's I will be an effective customer service representative of your company. I will be make sure to
I'm sorry for being a grammar Nazi.
absorb everything in your training. I know when I can do the task without supervision. That's
Oh my, you have to tell those birds to shut up. Oh, I'm sorry.
as a social media manager, designing email campaigns, graphics and content creation, and also reels and IG videos. I'm sure I can help your project.
Did you hear that? While on her audio recording, we heard a background, a text message beep. Kind of awkward. Oh my. Another one. So many people are not following instructions.
Hi, good afternoon. Help with these clients because the first place they've been very kind, very supportive, and um, it's nice to have the clients around in the Philippines because gives us more the drive to excel, and they actually would say exactly how it is being done, how is the day-to-day basis in the company, and I've learned a lot in this particular.
Okay, I see here. First of all, we can already hear the electric fan in the background. Next, she's kind of muffled. There's kind of muffled, oh, not muffled, kind of tongue-tied. She's struggling to speak, probably because she has braces or something. And next is that she's giving too much information to the point that it's no longer advantageous to her. I have a feeling that as I scroll further, as I listen to a recording further, I would hear some bad stuff about her previous company, and that is a huge red flag.
It is actually not part of my job description, but it was.
See? I was right. How come it's quite quick for me to easily gauge what type of personality or how this person works? I was right all along that she will say something negative or something not so pleasant about it.
And I would also be the one to walk them through or assist them to the prayer ministry. And I also teach the Good News series and for the Christian living and for the small group leadership training in our church.
Okay, here's the thing. Another tip. It's quite kind of unnecessary for you to bring up something about religion, something related to your church, because it's not even required in the job. You're not going to be judged, you're not going to be hired based on your religion or based on what you do for your church, okay? You're going to be hired as explicitly implied in the job post that you're going to be hired based on the quality of your audio recording. So if your audio recording on Vocaroo is bad, don't expect good results, okay? So I believe I have showed enough examples already. So don't worry if you're one of those people whose Vocaroo recording has been played. Don't worry, your identity is safe. That's rest assured. We're not gonna disclose any identity of these job applicants. So yeah, that's it. I'm hoping that we have learned a lot from this video, and to all of the job applicants, thank you so much. We'll send you an email about your job results, and to everyone who watched this video, please subscribe.